proper, common, abstract, and collective nouns. In this module, you will use proper, common, abstract, and collective nouns in sentences. The city of Fishville was located in the Gulf of Mexico in the Atlantic Ocean. Sharpie the shark was a terror among the inhabitants of Fishville. Sharpie's favorite thing to do was to attack small shoals of fish going about their business. He would sneak from behind and eat the entire group. When he was not hungry, he would chase the pods of dolphins. He would go deep in the water, and when he saw the dolphins come near the surface, he would swim swiftly towards them and try to bite their tails. The scared dolphins would run hither and thither, and Sharpie would feel proud of his skills at scaring the dolphins. Once the students of Coral High School went on an adventure trip to explore the sunken ship named the Sea Devil. Mr. Timothy, the clownfish, Madam Tilty, the blowfish, and Mr. Hermit, the octopus, took the students to the ship. They did not know that Sharpie was hiding in the wheelhouse of the ship. As they were exiting the ship, Sharpie dashed in and swallowed the entire shoal except Timothy. All his students and friends gone, Timothy felt sad, dejected, and lonely. Next day, when he reached his school, he saw that no fish had turned up. The entire Fishville was panic-stricken. Timothy felt angry. He decided that something must be done to stop Sharpie. He thought long and deep and decided that a large group of fish should gather together and should swim together like the biggest fish in the sea and scare Sharpie away. He encountered the school of clownfish on his way back. He told them about his idea. They, however, were apprehensive. He gave a lengthy speech about the importance of courage and unity. The school of fish was aroused and decided to follow him. The school of fish went near Sharpie's cave. It was night time. The sun had set. One small fish named Jonathan volunteered to be the bait. He went and stood near the cave. Sharpie got the smell of the fish and he came out hoping to get a good dinner. When he came out, the school of fish formed into a giant fish ready to devour Sharpie. Sharpie was terrified to see the giant fish with its huge open mouth, ready to eat him alive. He swam with all his might to escape death without looking back. He was never seen again in Fishville. Let's play a game now and see what we remember from the story. Do you remember where the fish lived? They lived in a city called Fishville. Do you know the place where Fishville was located? It was located in the Gulf of Mexico in the Atlantic Ocean. List the names of all the characters in the story. Sharpie, Mr. Timothy, Miss Tilty, Mr. Hermit, Jonathan. Do you remember what sea creatures each of these was? Sharpie was a shark. Mr. Timothy was a clownfish. Miss Tilty was a blowfish. Mr. Hermit was an octopus. And Jonathan was another clownfish. Gulf of Mexico, Atlantic Ocean, Fishville. Sharpie, Mr. Timothy, Miss Tilty, Mr. Hermit, and Jonathan. All these are proper nouns. Proper nouns are the names of particular persons, places, or things. The specific names of people are proper nouns. So are the specific names of cities, streets, rivers, oceans, countries, companies, institutions, places of worship, mountains, restaurants, books, etc. Note that These nouns begin with a capital letter. Sometimes a proper noun contains two or more words, such as Abraham Lincoln, Pacific Ocean, Central Park Cafe. In such cases, all the important words are capitalized, as all the words form one proper noun. Fishville is a city. Sharpie was a shark. Mr. Timothy was a clownfish. Miss Tilty was a blowfish. Mr. Hermit was an octopus. And Jonathan was another clownfish. City, shark, clownfish, blowfish, octopus, etc. are common nouns. Common nouns are used for all persons or things of one kind or the same class. Remember that a common noun is not capitalized except at the beginning of a sentence. A common noun is the more general term for a proper noun. A common noun is used for a class of persons, places, or things, whereas a proper noun is used for a specific person, place, or thing. See the table given below to understand the difference between the two. Common noun, proper noun, car, Honda Accord, lake, Lake Baikal, ocean, Pacific Ocean, soldier, James Harris, woman, Rita. I have bought a new car. It's a Honda Accord. Lake Baikal is the deepest lake in the world. The Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean in the world. The soldier you are hinting at is on leave. His name is James Harris. Most nouns can be perceived through our senses, that is, sight, smell, hearing, touch, and taste. Such nouns are called concrete nouns. The opposite of a concrete noun is an abstract noun. Nouns that are used to denote feelings, qualities, states, or actions are called abstract nouns. Unlike concrete nouns, these nouns cannot be touched but only felt. Do you remember how Timothy convinced the school of fish to follow his idea? He gave a lengthy speech about the importance of courage and unity. Here, importance, courage, and unity are abstract nouns. They are abstract nouns because you can't physically touch, feel, hear, taste, smell, or see them. See some more examples of abstract nouns. Sharpie the shark was a terror among the inhabitants of Fishville. Sharpie would feel proud of his skills at scaring the dolphins. Take note that qualities exist only in something. They cannot exist apart from the things. For example, honesty exists only in an honest person. Some abstract nouns are often formed from adjectives. Bravery from brave, wise from wisdom, illness from ill. Some abstract nouns are formed from verbs. Loss comes from lose. Growth comes from grow. Pleasure comes from please. Look at these two sentences. When he was not hungry, he would chase a pod of dolphins. The school of fish went near Sharpie's cave. The highlighted words are collective nouns. Collective nouns denote a group of people, objects, ideas, or animals as a single unit. Though the collective noun refers to a group of more than one, the noun itself is considered a single thing. Two most common collective nouns are group and bunch, which can be applicable to most of the nouns. But there are some specific names given to certain groups of nouns. Let's have a look at some. These collective nouns are commonly used for people. A choir of singers, a crew of sailors, a band of musicians, a bunch of crooks, a crowd of people or spectators, a troupe of artists or dancers, a staff of employees, a regiment of soldiers, a tribe of natives, an audience of listeners, a panel of experts, a gang of thieves, a flock of tourists, a board of directors. The following collective nouns are used for animals. A brood of chickens,